are these people?
So you brought a couple. This one came from Forbes, and I'm going to give everyone a trick because Forbes puts their stuff behind a paywall. But if you use the website 12ft.io, 12foot.io, you can get past the paywall, and they might block out Andy Jassy's face, which is actually a bonus, not a negative. All right. But this is a Fortune article entitled, and you sent this today, Amazon managers given the green light to fire employees who won't work from the office 3 days a week.
So I just like to make a little note to everybody who was like, back when I first stood out against vaccine mandates back in the day and said that, like, you know, I don't really think this is okay. And everybody jumped down my throat, and I basically gave the explanation of like, well, if we don't stand out against this now, they're gonna start doing it for other shit. Everybody can give me an apology, because yeah, we gave the okie doke, and now they're fucking mandating coming into the office or you're fired. Like,
so Fortune magazine, all right, in new guidelines for managers seen by Insider, Amazon granted leaders more freedom to take disciplinary action against staffers who failed to turn up in person at least 3 days a week. You know what? I want to go real quick before we do this. Where's the one? It's this one. 2020. Yeah, this one. The evolution of working from home, because I think this is appropriate for what we want to do right now, and then we can read this article, because I think in the context it might work. Let me just restart and let it go.
Safety are our number one priority. So given all that's happening in the world, we've decided to go fully remote, which means you can expense whatever you need to be productive while working from home. It has become abundantly clear that remote work is working. This is the most productive this company has ever been. So we are happy to announce that we are officially rolling out the work from anywhere policy. The world is changing. We're going to keep changing with it. We did not mean you could work from the Mediterranean, or you could work from the Caribbean, or you could work from some remote beach anywhere. There are rules, okay? So moving forward, we are transitioning into a hybrid work from home policy. That means depending on your function, you are expected and required to be in the office 1 to 3 days a week. Did you guys really think working from home was gonna last forever? If you did, then I seriously question your judgment. We just renewed the lease on a beautiful office space. It's gonna be great. See you there.
See you there.
AI
Your health and
replaces us
safety
all.
are our number one priority. So give.
Oh, I missed that at the beginning. Your health and safety. So
See, to me, the AI replaces us all is like, that's actually very optimistic, because I would have put in something like, we're all dead because of nuclear hellfire.
right,
Or
right. Office is gone in a fiery blaze. Yes. But
we're
now
all drafted.
in that context, we've got Amazon managers who are given the green light to fire employees who won't show up in the office 3 days a week. Right. So the updates instructed managers to have a private conversation with any employees that don't meet the minimum in-office requirements. These discussions should be documented in a follow-up email. So they're going to HR them out effectively. If they continue to ignore the in-office rules after these preliminary meetings, they should schedule another meeting with the staffer where they could take disciplinary actions, including letting them go. Oh man. I would like to, if you are an Amazon employee or you know an Amazon employee, I'd like to talk to you. I would like to talk to someone who actually has to live under these rules and let them, and I'll put your thing behind a screen like this, like I do. I'll let it be anonymous, but I want to know, like, why? Why would you do this? Why would you?
Why, right?
Well, yes, but There's other jobs. There's other companies. Oh man, like really, it doesn't pay that much more than any other gig that will give you the flexibility. Number one. Number two, you got Amazon on your resume now. So therefore, you go to any one of a ton of smaller companies that just because you have Amazon on your resume, they'll look to hire you. So what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, just my take, but I think it's probably because capitalists are fucking stupid. Because if they weren't stupid, they wouldn't be capitalists. So.
I don't know. I guess. The conversation.
No, but like, what really drives me insane about this? Sorry, I will try not to go on a rant here. What drives me insane about this whole like back and forth about remote fucking work is that these clowns are so out of touch. They don't realize why everybody's choosing to work from home. In case y'all didn't get the fucking memo, it's because everybody's moving out of the cities because they can't afford rent anymore. So if you want people to come back into the office, pretty easy solution. Offer them a boatload more money so they can fucking pay rent in the city. Otherwise, go kick rocks. Seriously? Because that's why everybody's choosing the work from home option. It's economic. There's no other reason other than economy. Suddenly you can save money on commuting.
It's
you
time
can save money
too.
on any.
It's also
time
the
as well.
time. The 2 hours a day in commuting back and forth into a city from as far out as you now need to move from a city to be able to afford anything, or take public transportation. At minimum an hour a day to get into a city. That's if you're even lucky enough to find something in a city and not have to, not find something locally, and then you have to have the expense of a car and insurance, maintenance, gas, etc. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot today, and wages are not keeping up with the cost of living, and the administration, they'd rather fund war abroad than deal with this kind of a problem.
Like seriously, okay, if everybody wants like people back in the offices so bad, you're gonna have to start an office in like an area where rent is fucking reasonable. Sorry, that's your solution there. Go open up an office somewhere that it doesn't cost like $3,000 for a 1-bedroom.
I don't know where that is. I don't know what city that is. Honestly, it's like maybe Nashville or Omaha, Nebraska, or Oklahoma City. That's about it now.
It's Northern Ontario. Baby.
I mean, Hoboken. It's more than that. Ask Crab. He's in Jersey. I think Jersey City. We've got people all over the area. Maybe Lucy in the Bronx, if you can find a 1-bedroom, but there's a lot. They're multi-bedroom, multi-purpose stuff, and you might have to room with people, and that's
another problem. Like, in addition to it costing a shitload, it's not really easy to find like a place in a city anymore. You're competing with a million other people, and God forbid you're not Captain Moneybags and you don't have a 5 million point credit score. Which I always funny, all those people who complain about China's social credit system, because I'm like, we got one too, and it's all based economically. So maybe don't talk shit. But like you're competing with a million different people, and if they have a better credit score, they're just getting the place and you're not, and that's it. Unless like you've got like A+ RE Gold game and you like charm the pants off like whoever you're dealing with. It's not exactly easy. That's why people tap out of cities, because they're like, well, first off, I'd like to move to a city. I know a lot of people who want to move to the city and they can't even. They literally can't find a place. They're like, okay, anything within my budget range, I'm competing with like an army of people. So,
well, I
don't know what they're trying to do here.
Even last night, it was kind of interesting. Reese sent me a job, and he was just kind of screwing around. He's like, hey, take a look at this company. Seems like you could sell the shit out of this stuff. So he sends me the link to an app for business stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I look in, they have available to actually, they're looking for a small business account executive. Look at that, huh? Interesting. In the United States, looking to build out a sales team, their first hire in the US, international company. Okay, that's interesting. I submit, I go to LinkedIn. There, it's the job's been posted for more than a month. There's more than 100 applicants. So, like you're talking about, where you're at the bottom of this massive pile, man, and then turns out 95% of the company, where are they based? Tech company. Where do you think they are? International tech company.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, bro. Oh, it could have. You could have picked any other country in the world, man, right now. But
that's the funniest clapback too. That's the funniest clapback I have for all these companies that are suddenly like anti-remote work. I'm like, so wait, it's across the board, right? Like nobody's working remote now? Oh no, you're still planning on having a bunch of employees from countries that you can exploit labor from because the wages are really cheap, right? You're gonna still do that, am I right?
well, not only that,
fuck yourself.
but now the tech incubator has moved from Silicon Valley to Tel Aviv, if you have not heard. So that's where this company is based out of primarily. And I was like, yeah, that might not work for me. I don't think that they're going to align to where we're at. But so here, this is interesting that there was a return to office mandate met with pushback, right? 28,000 Amazon workers joined an internal Slack channel called Remote Advocacy. Thousands of employees signed a petition and staged walkout to protest the RTO push, right? But during a swath of despite the swath of employees opposing it, the company and its leadership have not backed down from the mandate. Wonder why. I think we've talked about why. Number one, office space. Number two, total control. Okay, those are the only two reasons that they can get away with bringing people in for specific meetings and not requiring them to be in the office for no reason other than because they want them to be there. Right. So
what you get is so hilarious.
It's ridiculous. Jassy himself suggested in August that the prospects of employees who refused to comply with the rules were dim. Well, look, that's their rules.
No, they're not. But okay.
Well, no.
It's just like fuck you. I'm gonna go get another. Like you said, I have Amazon on my resume now. They're not.
Yeah, if you want to stay there, I mean, yes,
another job.
But the problem is that people are going to want to get that on their resume. I find that they also want to maintain, their HR department wants to maintain their standing as like a top place to work, which they amazingly still do qualify for quite often, even though they totally destroy, the bodies, backs, and morale of their workers for the warehouse and for their drivers. For the most part, they hate the work that they do and have to do it. The office workers, the white collar workers, for the most part, seem to really enjoy the work that they do. I don't really hear a lot of complaints out of people who work in an office for Amazon other than stuff like this about return to office, which is rich people problems in a way. Yes, it sucks, but it's not like, $17 an hour versus $21 an hour, and you're fighting for scraps of $4 an hour that's still going to be below before any wage that you can actually afford to live and be comfortable and have a decent life, where you can go on vacations with your family and do all the things that these executives enjoy the privilege of doing all the time. Then their attitude is, well, you should have schooled and studied harder and completely ignoring all of the disadvantages and the entire way that the system is rigged. Capitalism, as you like to just basically describe it in one word very easily, sir.